Cliffhangers are very effective. They are used obviously in television. We know that we use them at the end of episodes to get people to watch the next episode. That's where binge watching comes in. But they're very effective at driving people to consume all sorts of content and also to talk about it. So the original Cliffhanger was from The Italian Job in 1969. It was the original version of that movie. And the movie ends with the thieves who've stolen some gold in a bus on the edge of a cliff. And the bus is teetering back and forth on the cliff. And it basically ends with the bus doing that. And the last thing you hear is Michael Caine's character say, "Hang on, lads, I've got an idea." And it cuts to black. And it caused a sensation. People either loved it or they hated it, but the main thing was they couldn't stop talking about it. So that's how these shows are engineered. And the reason why Netflix works so well these days is because it has Postplay. Now, Postplay automatically plays the next episode about 10 seconds after the previous one ends. And the reason why that's so effective at getting you to binge is because that's your natural instinct. If you have to go and push play for the next episode and do something to act on the environment, you're less likely to watch the next one. But if it automatically takes you to that next episode, which is what Postplay does, you'll just sit for episode after episode. And there's a ton of data on this. We know, for example, that for most shows, if you want people to watch the whole season, which is usually in most Netflix shows about 13 episodes for the first season, they only need to watch between 2 and 3 episodes. And then they will be hooked because most of these shows are so well written that the cliffhangers grip them and they end up watching right through to the end of the season. So 70% of people, once they've seen 2 or 3 episodes of most shows, will watch the whole 13. So all you got to do is get them to binge those first couple and then they're hooked. So the NPR podcast Serial was incredibly popular, in large part because we still have no idea what the outcome of that podcast was. It was about a murder and we still don't know who committed the murder. So people are still talking about it. The same is true of The Sopranos, the classic TV show. When HBO ended The Sopranos, the last scene was a fade to black where people have no idea whether the lead character, Tony Soprano, dies. They still talk about it. As soon as you resolve a cliffhanger, people stop talking. If you keep that loop open, they'll just keep discussing it, they'll ruminate, they'll share it with their friends, they'll go back and forth, they'll develop theories, it'll become a cult issue. And so anytime you can open a loop for people without closing it, you'll get them to ruminate about that issue, that idea. They'll share it more than if you close that loop.